Welcome to our exploration of a profound spiritual concept. The illusion of external guides your thoughts. In this discussion, we will uncover how the external world influences our inner landscape and how recognizing this illusion can dramatically transform our spiritual journey. In the first part of our exploration, we begin by understanding the basic premise that our thoughts, often believed to be entirely private and self-generated, are significantly shaped by external stimuli. This includes the people we interact with, the media we consume, and the environment we live in. It's crucial to recognize that while we may feel in complete control of our thoughts, in many ways, they are a mirror reflecting the external world. Let's consider the nature of thoughts themselves. Thoughts are not solid or tangible. They are ephemeral, coming and going like leaves on a stream. Yet, how often do we find that our thoughts are reactive, spurred by what we see and hear around us? For example, when you watch a news story about a crisis, do you notice feelings of anxiety or sadness surfacing? This is a clear indication of how external events guide our internal experiences. Now, let's explore deeper. What does it mean for our spiritual growth if our thoughts are so influenced by the external? It means that to truly know ourselves and to guide our spiritual development authentically, we need to achieve a level of awareness about the origins of our thoughts. This awareness is the first step towards freedom from the illusions cast by the external world. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons. To develop this awareness, one practical approach is mindfulness. Through mindfulness, we can observe our thoughts without attachment, noting their comings and goings and beginning to discern which thoughts are truly ours and which are impositions from the external environment. This practice doesn't require hours of meditation daily. It simply requires consistent, gentle attention to the mind's movements. But here's a deeper question. If our thoughts are influenced by the external, then who are we truly underneath these thoughts? This question invites us to explore the space between thoughts, the moments of silence from which true understanding can emerge. In these gaps, we find the essence of our being, untouched by the external world's chaos. As we progress in our ability to discern the origin of our thoughts, we also start to see the patterns in our reactions. Do certain types of events always elicit the same emotional response from you? This recognition can be quite powerful. It allows us to start breaking cycles of automatic reactions that may not serve our highest good or our spiritual development. Moreover, understanding the illusion of external influences extends beyond personal introspection. It invites us to look at the collective consciousness. How are our collective thoughts and beliefs as a society shaped by external narratives? And what role do we play in perpetuating these narratives through our unchecked participation in them? This leads us to the role of choice. Each moment, we have a choice about where to place our attention. Do we focus on the external entities that seek to guide our thoughts, or do we choose to turn our attention inward, to the stable, unchanging part of ourselves? This choice is powerful. Choosing to focus inward supports our spiritual autonomy and growth. In practicing these choices, we also begin to cultivate an inner environment that influences our external world in turn. By choosing thoughts and actions aligned with our true selves, we start to create external circumstances that reflect our inner state. This is the essence of creating our reality, a concept often spoken about in spiritual texts. As we close this first part of our exploration, consider how the recognition of external influences as an illusion can empower you to take greater responsibility for your thoughts and, by extension, your spiritual journey. How might your life change if you consistently chose to focus on cultivating an inner environment that supports your highest aspirations? In this second part of our exploration, we delve into strengthening our inner guidance system, which serves as a beacon amidst the noise and distractions of the external world. This phase is crucial because once we recognize the illusion that external factors often guide our thoughts, it naturally follows that we must enhance our ability to listen to our deeper, intrinsic wisdom. To begin, let's focus on the concept of inner silence. Inner silence is not merely the absence of sound, it's the absence of unnecessary internal chatter, the kind that is often triggered by external stimuli. Achieving inner silence allows us to hear our true self more clearly. This state of silence is fertile ground for the seeds of wisdom to grow. One effective method to cultivate inner silence is through regular meditation. Meditation helps in reducing the layers of noise and makes us sensitive to subtler dimensions of our being. When we meditate, we gradually withdraw from the external influences and turn our focus inward. Over time, this practice strengthens our inner voice, making it clearer and more distinct from the cacophony outside. However, meditation is not the only path to nurturing our inner silence. We can also cultivate this through mindful activities that require full presence, such as painting, playing music, or even engaging in mindful walking. These activities bring us into the present moment, a place where the past and future, often the subjects of our thoughts influenced by external factors, do not exist. Now consider the impact of emotions in our decision-making processes. Emotions can be tumultuous and misleading, often amplified by external pressures and expectations. It's vital to develop emotional awareness, which allows us to experience our emotions without letting them govern our actions. This awareness also helps us distinguish between emotions that are authentically ours and those influenced by external circumstances. Imagine you are facing a difficult decision, and various external opinions cloud your judgment. By tapping into your emotional awareness and inner silence, how might your decision-making process change? How might clarity emerge from acknowledging your emotions but not letting them dictate your choice? Another critical aspect is the development of discernment, or viveka in Sanskrit, which is the ability to see things clearly for what they are and not as they appear. Discernment is like a sharp sword that cuts through the illusion, allowing us to perceive the influence of external guides on our thoughts. With discernment, we begin to question, are these thoughts beneficial? Do they align with my true path? This questioning is not superficial but stems from a deep desire to align with our highest self. To enhance discernment, we must also embrace the practice of regular self-inquiry. This can be as simple as questioning the origin of our daily thoughts and checking their alignment with our core values and beliefs. By doing so, we train ourselves to recognize the external influences and gradually detach from them. Moreover, the role of community in shaping our thoughts cannot be underestimated. We often absorb the dominant thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes of our communities unconsciously. Therefore, choosing a community that supports our spiritual values and goals is crucial. What kind of spiritual or supportive communities are you part of? How do they influence your thoughts and help you grow? As we cultivate our inner guidance, we also learn to trust ourselves more deeply. Trust in oneself is fundamental in the spiritual journey. It means believing in our capacity to discern, make decisions, and choose paths that are right for us, irrespective of external pressures or opinions. In conclusion, strengthening our inner guidance system is a transformative process that enables us to navigate the complexities of life with greater wisdom and clarity. It involves cultivating inner silence, enhancing emotional awareness, developing discernment, engaging in self-inquiry, choosing supportive communities, and deepening self-trust. As we prepare to transition to the third part of our discussion, where we will explore the practical applications of this newfound inner strength in everyday life, reflect on how these practices have already begun to change your perception of the world around you. As we journey further into understanding and applying our inner guidance in the real world, this third part of our exploration focuses on how we can use our strengthened inner voice to navigate everyday situations and challenges. This practical application is essential because knowledge alone, without action, remains incomplete. First, let's consider the role of our refined inner guidance in our relationships. Relationships are mirrors that reflect our inner selves and beliefs. They are often the areas where external influences are most potent and noticeable. By applying our inner guidance, we can respond to relationship dynamics in a way that is true to our core self rather than reacting out of conditioned patterns or external expectations. For instance, when conflicts arise, our typical reactions might be influenced by past experiences or societal norms about handling disputes. With a strong inner guidance system, we can choose responses that foster understanding and growth. We can ask ourselves, what is the most compassionate and authentic way I can handle this situation? This question guides us to respond in ways that align with our deepest values, rather than merely reacting. Next, consider decision-making in professional life. The workplace is a complex environment where external pressures are intense. Whether it's about career choices, project decisions, or interpersonal relations at work, our thoughts can easily be swayed by peers, cultural norms, or the prevailing corporate ethos. By listening to our inner guidance, we can make choices that not only bring success, but also ensure integrity and personal satisfaction. For example, when offered a promotion, instead of immediately accepting based on prestige or salary, we might reflect on whether the new position truly aligns with our life's purpose and personal growth. Moreover, our inner guidance can play a crucial role in how we manage stress and maintain balance. In a world that constantly pushes us towards doing more, it's easy to succumb to the pressure, leading to burnout. Here, our inner voice might guide us to prioritize self-care and recognize the need for rest as not just beneficial, but essential. This might mean choosing to take a quiet walk or meditate instead of extending work hours, recognizing that maintaining our inner peace is paramount. Additionally, our consumption habits, what we buy, watch, read, and listen to, can also be refined through our inner guidance. In an age where consumerism is driven by external marketing and social trends, choosing to consume things that genuinely resonate with and enrich our spirit is a revolutionary act. This could look like choosing books that uplift our spiritual understanding or engaging in hobbies that nourish rather than drain us. Now, let's discuss how we can extend the influence of our inner guidance to the broader community. When we operate from a place of deep self-awareness and authenticity, we naturally inspire others to explore their own spiritual paths. Our choices and actions become a model of living consciously, which can ripple out to influence our family, friends, and community. Think about how your commitment to living authentically could inspire someone else to pause and listen to their inner voice. As you integrate these practices into your life, observe the changes in your interactions and choices. Do you notice a greater sense of alignment between your inner values and outer actions? Are you finding it easier to make decisions that reflect your true self? This is the tangible impact of a strong inner guidance system. As we prepare to move into the final part of our discussion, where we will reflect on the transformative power of living guided by inner wisdom, Take a moment to consider how the application of these principles has begun to shape your world differently. When you are ready, we will conclude our exploration by examining the broader implications of living a life deeply connected to our inner guidance, and how this not only transforms us but also contributes to a more conscious and harmonious world. Let me know when you are prepared to enter this concluding phase of our journey together. As we step into the final part of our exploration, we focus on the transformative impact of living a life guided by inner wisdom, not only on a personal level but also on a broader societal scale. This concluding discussion will help us understand how our individual choices, guided by deep inner wisdom, contribute to creating a more conscious and harmonious world. Personal transformation. Living guided by our inner wisdom leads to profound personal transformation. This transformation is characterized by increased self-awareness, a deeper sense of peace, and a more profound connection with our true self. As we align more closely with our inner values, our actions become more intentional and our lives become more meaningful. For example, when you choose a career path that truly resonates with your inner calling, you find that work becomes a source of fulfillment rather than just a means to an end. Similarly, relationships become more enriching when they are chosen and nurtured based on genuine compatibility and mutual growth, rather than societal expectations or superficial reasons. Social influence. On a social level, when individuals act according to their inner guidance, they set examples that can inspire others to reflect on their own lives. Your decision to make choices based on what you truly believe and value can encourage others to question their own patterns and perhaps begin to listen more closely to their inner voices. This ripple effect can extend beyond immediate social circles. For instance, consider the impact of choosing to support businesses that are ethical and environmentally sustainable. This decision not only aligns with your inner values but also promotes corporate responsibility and environmental stewardship in the broader community. Cultural shifts. As more people begin to live guided by their inner wisdom, cultural norms and values can shift. Societies often change when a critical mass of individuals starts to live differently. If enough people prioritize inner peace, mindfulness, and ethical living over material success and competition, these values can start to be reflected in cultural norms, policies, and institutions. Imagine a society where educational systems nurture not just intellectual growth but also emotional and spiritual development, where corporate structures value employee well-being as much as profitability, and where governments make policies that genuinely reflect the well-being of all citizens. These are possible when individuals lead the way through their choices and actions. Global impact. On a global scale, as communities and nations embody these higher values, the impact can be profound. Issues like environmental degradation, inequality, and conflict could be addressed more effectively if more leaders and citizens prioritized long-term welfare over short-term gains, guided by a deep connection to their inner wisdom. Reflection and integration. As we conclude this exploration, take a moment to reflect on how integrating your inner guidance into your daily life has begun to transform your personal experiences. Consider how your actions, inspired by this inner alignment, might influence those around you and potentially contribute to broader societal changes. Moving forward. Living a life guided by inner wisdom is a journey, not a destination. It requires ongoing reflection, learning, and adjustment. As you continue on this path, keep exploring ways to deepen your connection with your inner self and let that knowledge guide your choices. This exploration does not end here. Each day offers new opportunities to apply your inner wisdom to various aspects of your life, from the simplest decisions to the most complex challenges. By doing so, you contribute to a collective movement towards a more conscious and caring world.